Well, this AI book controversy sure is heating up. Now, Larry Correia has chimed in on this. He is the writer of the famous Monster Hunter International books. So the man knows what he's talking about in terms of getting books that are selling and, of course, building a rabid fan base from his poignant writing. But he has made comments on AI writing and a big, long rant, which we'll get into because it's a lot of fun in just a moment. Please smash that like and subscribe button here. Of course, we love all Baen Books readers, and I think you'll enjoy what we have to offer over here as well as a science fiction reader and the like. Now, Larry Correia did help me when I got my start here, and he blasted out a couple of my early books, and this was one of them, and I appreciate him for doing so. This is The Stars Entwined, which has done very, very well in recent years as we've come up with a trilogy, and it is AI-free, my friends. This is a story about a Earth spy who gets embedded on an alien starship in the middle of a war. He's trying to bring back information to humanity in order to preserve humanity, and he winds up in a situation that gets a little hairy for him. It gets really nice over the whole trilogy, and it builds up into a wonderful conclusion, which you're going to love. People were telling me recently that conclusion really hit them in the feels. So check it out. Grab the whole trilogy today. It's on ebook, print, and audio. Any way you like to actually read or listen, it's there for you. And I appreciate you guys for being there. The ebook is available for the first book as a Black Friday sale for 99 cents to make it easy for you to check out as well. I've got that in the description below. And thank you guys so much for reading. And thank you to all the Baen Books readers out there who have made my career a success. It's been very wonderful to have you guys around. All right, so this is pretty fun. Larry Correia chimed in on the AI controversy, which has been going everywhere. Now, Larry's take's a little different, and his difference between the other science fiction writers out there is very, very true, and it's very good to look at it from this distinction. The Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association, they make their statements, and all those people, you know, they make a few $100 off their writing, maybe, if that, right? It's all a clout structure. They're all fake writers, and their main concern here is they think that, like, AI books is going to eat away from their sales. Now, I find this criticism very, very funny. And they think they're going to lose jobs because of this. They think that their magazines are going to get destroyed because of this. I kind of laugh at it because the main criticism that I've seen, and when I've tried to use AI just for fun, we've in our Discord server made up stories of random stuff, and it's pretty funny. You can laugh at it, laugh at the way the AI trains itself. Is that it's just not very good. It just doesn't work, right? It creates really low quality stuff. That is the main problem with AI, and you can spot it because of how low quality it is. But the problem is with Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers of America, maybe you can't spot the difference between them and AI. That's how bad they are. And so they're afraid, those people, because they have no talent. And they are a bunch of hacks, and they're a bunch of losers. And so they are afraid of AI. Larry's take is very different here. Now, National Novel Writer Month actually got rocked by leftist activists. We covered this as well, both on the Fandom Pulse Substack here and on and on a video on it. So go look that up. And they imploded because, like, they said, "Hey, we're not going to ban AI use for NaNoWriMo." At that point, I decided to co-opt it and take it over. We're doing very well on that this month. And it was all because of AI. And so the leftists flip out because of that. Now, Larry actually, he makes so much money, he doesn't need to flip out. He's not worried about anything at this point. He's doing very well for himself because of his quality. And so it's a very different thing, and he actually talks about it from this perspective, which I think is really good for all writers. He says, "I see a lot of newbie authors thinking that AI is going to be some super tool. But the part you guys are missing is that writing is the fun part, and I 100% agree with this. Editing is the hard part. So you're giving the fun part to the machine and then going through and doing the painstaking cleanup to humanize it, at least if you want to make it not suck ass." And that is absolutely the case. If you take something written and you have to clean it up and edit it, that's the painstaking hard part. And it's much better and it's much easier once you get good at writing, by the way, to like have a clean manuscript to start editing from, because it makes the editing process a lot less painstaking, a lot easier. So it does just create more work for you and make it really, really hard to make actually into something good at that point. So he says, let's say I, a very experienced author we've established is pretty good at this shit, gives an AI to give me a story about X, Y, and Z. It spits out for me in seconds. Yay. Except then I need to take that AI-generated manuscript and make it not read like it was written by a soulless autocorrect with severe personality disorder. What lazy authors will do is take the AI direct, do quick editing pass, if that, and throw it out on the internet and try to make a quick buck. Slap an AI cover on it. They'll spam Amazon, sell some dupes, make a few bucks maybe, and then flood the market with shit. So back to me, an actual working pro with a name and reputation for a certain level of quality, an existing fan base who pays my bills. I've got this AI-generated manuscript, but I need to bring it up to snuff, otherwise my customers are going to read it and go, what the F is this bullshit? And never buy one of my books again. Absolutely true. So is this the part you noobs don't get? Writing and creating is fun. Editing is work. Now I need to clean up every single effing line of this AI-generated manuscript because the machine doesn't know anything about emotions. It doesn't know about how things feel. It can only regurgitate what others have written before. It was a compulsive liar. It makes stuff up, but this isn't creative. It's got no soul, no enthusiasm, and that's the biggest one I'll come back around to. Larry swears quite a bit, but and I know I got a couple of them in there, but I'm trying to edit most of that out. That's on the fly, guys. Thank you for being here. Here's an ugly secret of writing a lot of you guys don't grasp. There are two kinds of collaborations between authors. Collabs where both authors can actually work, and collabs where one does all the work and one phones it in and sticks his name on it, then cashes the checks at the end. James Patterson doesn't actually write a book a week. Yes, and same with Danielle Steele and the Romance Steele. Those are just random people under those names, and you don't know what you're going to get in those, which is interesting because Baen Books actually does a lot of collaborative efforts, and I think that the authors there actually take care to try to train the next generation for that matter. And so it's they'll actually work with an author and actually do a lot on that level. So it's a very different deal when you get a Baen Books collaboration than when you get a James Patterson one. He says, I've got pride. Every single collab I've ever done, I put in work into going over it, painstaking line by line. I take pride in the fact that on many collabs, when my readers try to guess which parts were written by me and which were written by my co-author, 90% of the time you get it wrong. It means I did my job. And here's the hard part. It takes me longer to do a good collaboration than just write a book myself. Dummies think authors do collabs churn out more books. Wrong. Only if you do it the lazy way. If you actually give a crap, it is a process that takes effort. Because of a collab should be a synergistic effort and results are something more than a sum of its parts, the do that requires actual work. With this, you teamed up with a collaborate and a robot that's got a humanity and sense of humor of an impaired speak and spell. I love the way that he phrases this stuff. And that's the thing. Again, AI is just not there for the quality, and it will never be there for the quality. It will just regurgitate something, and in a way that, like, has a lot of problems and doesn't really make sense and doesn't really offer too much as far as the depth of emotion and things like that go, and it will always be that way. He says, by the time you've done painstakingly redoing every line of cloying BS, congrats, you should have just wrote the effing book you wanted to begin with. The creation is the fun part. I've said many times, the writer's greatest weapon is contagious enthusiasm. If I'm having fun writing it, I know you guys will have fun reading it. Absolutely. This is the biggest thing. And as I've gotten more into this, guys, it's the same thing. I'm having so much fun writing what I want these days because I've found my voice. I've found what I'm doing, compared to the early days, that everything I've come out with just has that infectiousness to it at this point, and it works wonders. It's really amazing. And that is, that enthusiasm is a big part of it. If I'm having fun writing it, I know you guys will have fun reading it. That's it. That's the big secret. AI has no enthusiasm. If an author isn't having fun writing, you can tell just by reading it. It's a vibe. It's a feeling. You just know. If the author was having a blast, you know it. The scenes where a good author was grinning or crying or doing triumphant F yeah fist pump, you know, because the reader and the author are both human. You get it. Absolutely true here. Wow, he continues on. AI doesn't. It can't fake it. The uncanny valley. It's way through a book, and it will probably get better at faking it, but it isn't human, and good storytelling is a profoundly human endeavor. All right, so we could stop there, I think, because that pretty much illustrates the point of what he's saying 100%, that AI just does not have the quality. It's crap, and you just have to really, really work and be an incredible editor to make an AI book actually work really, really well. Now, we're going to see a lot more of this pumping out in the future because especially with a lot of these Amazon algorithm sort of gurus, they're going to try to algorithm their way into just getting a bunch of extra KU reads and things like that. But I think, as far as myself, as far as Larry, as far as other authors who actually have talent out there, none of us are actually worried about it because it isn't good. And that's really the funny part at the end of the day. People can have fun with this stuff all they want. And, of course, I want people to have fun. but you're not going to be able to produce a quality professional work with AI. And if you want a quality professional work, my friends, please smash the like and subscribe button. Join us here. Really appreciate everybody talking fantasy and science fiction with us. This is my Stars Entwined. It is the beginning of a trilogy, and I think you should grab the whole trilogy because, like I said, I really pay it off by the end of the Stars Rejoined there. You'll see. And not only that, but I'm writing right now. I mentioned NaNoWriMo at the beginning of this. I'm in book 2 of a trilogy that's going to be spinning out of this. I basically am annoyed with the way that the woke have destroyed Star Trek in recent years. And so I'm going to be dovetailing out of this Orytion War space opera, a space exploration series. And it's going to be, going to the planet of the week, having their crisis of science fiction and actually dealing with it, much like you saw in the original series or Next Generation. That's what I'm going to try to bring back because, we're going to make science fiction fun again, my friends. And I appreciate you for being there. So hit the like and subscribe, join us, read the books. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you all as the readers, and we'll be back soon.